Don't know why that was so difficult. The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, look at the camera, Ronnie, and or future. And so we have hit Sunday afternoon again. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program in today's Montreal Canadiens replay game from the 1988-89 season. We go back to October 19th, 1988 for the first meeting of the year between the Hartford Oilers and the Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens come off a win Monday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They will go spend the weekend playing the Buffalo Sabres. You will not see any of those games. It is a home-and-home Friday and Saturday. Of course, the Saturday game would have been a Hockey Night in Canada contest. You will be seeing the Boston Bruins on next Sunday at noon Eastern. It's the first time the Habs and Bruins have crossed swords in a meaningful game since the Bruins beat Montreal in the playoffs. Montreal, no Larry Robinson again tonight. No Stéphane Richer again tonight. And so it's kind of a limited lineup. They started the season 2-4. In fact, in real life, they lost to the Maple Leafs at the Forum. And so reading the Montreal Gazette from this day in 1988, they're asking Pat Burns whether or not he's going to hang around, what can be done to get this disorganized and disheveled team together. In the replay, they're 5-1. They are in first place, and the Hartford Whalers are in second place. So the computer Habs are doing what they're supposed to do, which is play 3 games better than what the real-life Habs did. So if you're ready, it is time for hockey. And no, I can't play Brass Bonanza, but I was playing it as I was setting up, but you can't hear it. You ready? Let's go. Let's go. And so let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. Hit the right button, run. For the Whale, Ray Ferraro gets a start at center. 7 points in 5 games already for the Whaler center. And 6 penalty minutes, 4 goals and 3 assists. Dave Tippett's on the left. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 4 penalty minutes. And Kevin Dineen is off to a very productive start for Hartford. 3 goals, 5 assists, 1 fight in 11 penalty minutes. On defense, Sylvain Cote, a goal and 2 assists. 9 penalty minutes and 1 fight. And Dave Babbage, and that caterpillar on his lip is on the right. 2 goals and 2 assists for the defender in 6 penalty minutes. And in the net for the Whalers, Peter Sidorkiewicz with a .292 goals against average and a save percentage of .910. For Montreal, Bobby Smith gets a starting nod at center. 2 goals and 4 assists. He has 8 penalty minutes. Matt Snaslin, a goal and 3 assists on the left. And Mike Keane gets a start on the right, 1 goal and 2 assists with 6 penalty minutes. Chris Chelios in the penalty box are 2 people that have met a lot. 3 goals and an assist for Chelios, 28 penalty minutes and 2 fights. And with Larry Robinson still on the shelf, Petr Svoboda, 2 goals and 2 penalty minutes. And tonight you get St. Patrick Waugh, between the pipes in his 2.52 goals against average and a save percentage of .920. And so Ferraro versus Smith on the face-off. And we are underway in Montreal. Face-off is won by Ferraro. Babbage. Tippett in the zone to Babbage. To Dineen. Dineen behind the net. Can he find anybody? Yep, he does. Babbage. Naslin close by. Babbage shoots. Wow, with the glove save. So 30 seconds into this one. The Whale will change up. Ronnie Francis will take the face-off at center. Paul McDermott, the right wing. John Anderson, the left wing. Grant Jennings. He looks like he could either be on a heavy metal or some sort of slasher picture album. And Alan Tour from the Calgary Flames. No changes for Montreal. Face-off is won by Smith. To Keane. Jennings knocks him off the puck. Hartford has it at center. Jennings to Anderson. Dumps it in for Ronnie Francis. Francis, slapper from the left side. He shoots. Waugh makes the save. And as it bounce away, loose puck, Francis and Svoboda tied up. Peter Svoboda to Chelios, and now we'll have the first change for Montreal. Green and Lume, the defenders. Skrudlin, McPhee, and Claude Lemieux are the forwards. So wholesale changes for the Habs. Green to Lume. Lemieux has it. Going to take a shot right side on Sidorkiewicz. He fires, and Peter will make the save in a hold. So third line coming in for the Whale. No score, first period. Dean Evison is the third line center. Sylvain Turgeon on the left. Jody Hall should never take someone's picture right after or before they blinked. He's with the Rangers in that shot. Joel Quenneville is the left defense. And Ulfie, which the computer can't pronounce, is the right defense. And Ulfie in the penalty box will be meeting at some point. And as we said, in the net, Peter Sidorkiewicz. Skrudlin hopes to draw this one back. Tied up, won by Hartford. Evison skates it out. Hit by McPhee. Montreal has it at center. Lume tries to skate it in. McPhee over the line, just barely onside. McPhee shoots. Sidorkiewicz saw that one all the way. So, no changes for Montreal. Hartford's going with the fourth line. Carey Wilson, the center. Brent Peterson, don't know what he looks like. He's a left wing. He can take faceoffs. And Scott Young is the right wing. Not a bad offensive line there. Skrudlin hopes to draw it back. He wins the faceoff. McPhee keeps it in the zone. McPhee behind the net. No one open. They'll rattle around again. McPhee, hard pass to Skrudlin over to Lemieux. Lemieux's going to try Skrudlin for a long pass down the right side. Peterson and Tour with a check. Hartford's got it. Oh, and there's a check the other way. Young gets it out, and that's an icing call on Hartford. So, changes coming up for Montreal. Guy Carbonneau will take the face-off. Ryan Walter, the left wing. And Steve Martinson, the right wing. Craig Ludwig and Jyrke Lume, the defenders. Walter will take this face-off and hopes to draw it back. No, Ronnie Francis, who's good at it, has it. Going to gain the zone. Slapper, left side on Waugh, and that misses everything left. Carbonneau to Walter. Dufresne is coming in because Lume didn't come out. Had the mouse in the wrong spot. Walter knocked off by Quenneville. Hartford at center. Francis to McDermott into the zone. Walter checks Ulfie, and Montreal's got it. Fourth line forwards coming in. Gainey, Corson, and Gilles Thibodeau. Dufresne to Thibodeau. Loses the puck. Hartford has it at center. Cote to Peterson. They try to pass it around. They lose it. Ludwig will grab it. Chelios and Svoboda come on the ice. First defensive pairing on. Montreal changes on the fly. Corson to Thibodeau. Rister right side. He shoots. That's high and wide left. Babbage. Hartford clears it, but only... Then they'll start again. Gainey leaves it for the first line. Smith, Naslin, and Keene. Svoboda teed up the ice. Smith dumps and chase. Smith going to shoot this one from outside the faceoff dots. Fires, and that one will miss left. Jennings for the Whale. 14-15 first period. Anderson, they change it up. Francis hit by Chelios. Montreal has the turnover. Chelios on a breakaway. One-on-one with Sidorkiewicz. Chelios splits the defense to Chelios. Gonna get the slapper on. He shoots. Sidorkiewicz with the save. Finds Jennings. And now here comes Hartford. Anderson to Paul McDermott. Jennings with the puck. Greg Jennings. McDermott, they dump it in. Can they get it? Yep, Ronnie Francis recovers it. Down to Anderson. Left wing shot. Wow, with the save. Svoboda. And now we'll get change-ups from everybody. Second line coming in for Montreal. Everybody changes up. Lemieux dumps it into zone. For McPhee. McPhee, a wrister left side. Wilson with a block. To Samuelson. Hartford clears it only to center. Here's McPhee. They skate it in. Skrudland to McPhee at the left point. He loses the puck. Joe Quenneville starts the next rush for Hartford. Goes all the way down, but not far enough for an icing. Rick Green is there. Montreal will change defenders. They play balanced. Both teams change up. Dufresne to Skrudland. Skrudland into zone to McPhee. Scoring chance left side. He fires. Sidorkowicz makes the save. To Ulfie Samuelson. Now Hartford will clear it. Who's got it? To Claude Lemieux. Third line coming in. Martinson takes the puck. Montreal hopes to play it in the zone. Carbonneau hit hard by Cote.
Hartford penalty to Sylvain Cote. 2 minutes for checking from behind. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes 33 seconds.
Well, Cote just kind of nailed him from behind, and Carbonneau couldn't defend himself, so the first power play coming up is for Montreal. It'll be Bobby Smith, Mats Naslund, and Shane Corson, the forwards, Lumet and Dufresne, the third-line power play guys. Peterson and Evison will be the forwards. Quenneville and Babbage will defend. 11:27 first period. Face-off won by Smith. Smith behind the net. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll set it back up again. Naslund this time. He's just going to take an outside shot. Has one goal on the year already. Between the dots. Fires on Sidorkowicz. That's a save and a rebound. Rebound controlled by Naslund behind the net. No shot opportunity there. They pass it around. This time again, it's Naslund. This time right between in the slot. Going to fire on. He skates it back out. Babbage is in the way. He fires, and Dave Babbage makes the block. Peterson and Hartford clears it. Dufresne and Montreal will change. Montreal, their power play has not been very good at only 16%, 19th in the NHL out of 21 teams. Hartford has killed off 74%, or 14th in the NHL. Chelios on the ice. Lemieux to Chelios, hit by Peterson. Here come the Whales. Babbage, short-handed bid. Back for only Svoboda. Babbage is going to get a shot on Waugh. He shoots wide left. Evison, however, gets the rebound, and that is deflected wide of the net. So 2 bad chances there for Montreal. Here comes Svoboda. Whalers change up. 57 seconds on the power play. Lemieux hit by Jennings. Hartford steals it, and they'll change up again. Francis over the line. He misplays it, and that'll be Carbonneau. Ludwig and Green. The defenders, Walters, Skrudland, and Keene, now the forwards. 22 seconds left on the penalty. Green to Skrudland into the zone. Slapper. A hard one. Rebound Sidorkowicz. And Skrudland's got it behind the net. He's got Walter and Keene. He can pick his poison. Going for Keene on the right. He's hit by Samuelson, and the power play is over. Wow, wow, wow. So good kill from Hartford. 6-3 the shots in favor of Montreal. Corson, Gainey, and Thibodeau. And Ludwig and Dufresne. Fourth and third pairings out. Wilson clears it, and then Hartford will get called for the ice. 9:04 first period. No score. Hartford and Montreal. So Evison and Gainey will take the face off. Gainey, by the way, was offered the front office, the GM job for the North Stars before the year started. And he decided to come back at least to start the year for Montreal. Not ready to hang up the skates left. Everson and Gainey for the face-off. Won by Everson. Jody Hull skates it down. One-timer left side. Gainey with the block. That's the sort of reason why you go through and take that GM job. Hull at center. To Everson. Dumps it in for Turgeon. To Jennings. He'll slap it. He fires. Wah! Saw that one all the way. Rebound in front. Controlled by Gainey. Green and Lume come on defense. Donald Dufresne will skate it out. Both teams change. Corson over to Thibodeau in the zone. Thibodeau fell. Quenneville will skate it. And the first line is out for Montreal. So line changes everywhere. Babbage to Tippett. Dineen in the zone. Kevin Dineen. Slapper. Left side. Wah! Makes a good save. Gives it up to Lume. And the Habs will bring it out. Thibodeau up the ice. 7:41 to go. First period. No score. Gainey tries to find Corson. Left side. Corson winds and fires. Sidorkiewicz stands tall. Puck bounces back to center. Controlled by Montreal. First line in. Lume tries to get it in. Both teams change. Smith. Naslund. Tough angle shot from the right side. Naslund blocked by Francis. He got a skate on it, and Hartford will try it out. Jennings up the ice. Francis dumps it in for McDermott in the Montreal zone. Anderson, is he behind the net? He is. Over to Francis. They can't get anything set up. Jennings will take the slapper. Wah will give up the rebound. Loose puck. Francis and Green are fighting for it. Green to Naslund. And so we'll have some changes here. Second line offense and third defense pairing. 6:03 to go. No score. Lemieux starts the rush. The tape played up and chase. McPhee to Lemieux. And Dineen and McPhee get into it.
Hartford penalty to Kevin Dineen. 2 minutes for roughing. Montreal penalty to Mike McPhee. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 14 minutes 12 seconds.
Well, not a big surprise that we got into some rough stuff here. Hartford is a physical team, and Montreal certainly can be physical as well. And so a little exchange of snow and World Series decorations never hurt the two teams. It'll be Wilson and Skrudland on the face-off in the Hartford zone. 7-6, the shots in favor of Montreal. Wilson wins the face-off for Hartford. Babbage. Peterson clears it, and the Habs will start the next rush. Dufresne to Lemieux. Clears it to center. Ray Ferraro has it for Hartford. Hartford, McDermott to Babbage. One-timer. And wah! Got a piece of that. Rebound was loose. McDermott and Dufresne. Dufresne gets it over to Skrudland. Carbonneau and Chelios, the pairings that are on now. Chelios. And we got a fight. McDermott and Martinson. They're going at it. Oh ho!
Penalty to Paul McDermott. 5 minutes for fighting. Plus 10 minutes misconduct. Montreal penalty to Steve Martinson. 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalties, 15 minutes 32 seconds.
Well, we haven't had a lot of offense, but you knew that was kind of coming. Martinson carried it in the zone. He passed it to Chelios, and McDermott just clotheslined him. And so Martinson got up, dropped the gloves. McDermott got a few solid lefts and rights in there, and Martinson will eat the ice. And there was a bit of blood, which is why McDermott got the 10 for the misconduct and the 5 for fighting. So, the crowd is awake here. Bobby Smith, Naslund, and Keene, the forwards, Chelios, and Svoboda. We'll check the scoreboard as soon as we get a TV timeout. Wilson, Young, and Peterson, the forwards for Hartford. Jennings and Tour on the defense. And the face-off is won by Bobby Smith. Over to Keene. Tries to find Smith outside on the right. He's got it. High slapper. Sidorkowicz makes the stop. Covers up the 5-hole. Wilson controls the rebound. Hartford will change defenders. Young, nowhere to go, dumps it in. Peterson to Young. Olfie Samuelson. Will he wind and drive? Yes, he will. Samuelson skates it to the face-off circle. Fires it on Waugh. That's a save. Chelios has it. Gives it to Swoboda. And changes coming up. Skrudland, Walter, and Lemieux, the forwards. Ludwig and Dufresne, the defenders. Both teams change up. Walter at center. Gains the zone over to Ludwig. Lemieux, right side slapper. And that misses high and everything. Off target left. Dufresne keeps it in the zone. Now Lemieux tries to find Ryan Walter on the outside. Cross-ice pass hit by Samuelson. Hartford turns it over. Has it. Turgeon starts the rush. 2:44 in the period. Dufresne to Skrudland. Over to Lemieux. And Lemieux is going to try to find Ryan Walter. Walter has it. Right side shoots. Sidorkowicz with a save. Good save. Rebound. Controlled by Turgeon. Quenneville. Third line coming in. 2:40 in the Fighting Majors. 2:08 to go in the period. No score. An uneventful first period here at the Forum. Babbage to Tippett. Dumps it in for Ferraro. They play some tic-tac-toe. Ferraro loses the puck. Montreal's going to get aggressive. Here comes Chelios to start this. To Carbonneau. Slapper. He fires. Blocked by Cote. He got a skate on it. Now Ferraro the other way to Babbage. To Jody Hull. Long shot. Waugh sees that. Swoboda. First line in. Green and Lume now the defenders. Swoboda, as they change up, Lume dumps it in. Smith recovers it. Over to Naslund. Wrister from Naslund. Is the score! And Mats Naslund.
Montreal goal scored by number 26, Mats Naslund, his second of the season, assisted by number 15, Bobby Smith, and by Jerky Lume. Time of the goal 19 minutes 8 seconds.
Well, Jyrki Lume is the one that dumped it in, and Bobby Smith, with some good defenders hanging on his back, got the pass and just dumped it back out towards Naslund, and Mats, with a one-timer, scored to make it 1-0 Montreal. Shots 10-9 in favor of the Habs. So 52 and change on the clock in the period. McDermott and Martinson, by the way, have a minute 24 on the Fighting Majors. And so we haven't had a TV timeout. We got a bunch of big games tonight, including one in Edmonton that you'll see probably highlights of in the third period. So on the Digital Dice scoreboard, Vancouver and New Jersey from Brendan Byrne. Trevor Linden has scored for Vancouver. 1-1 to score there. How you doing, Max Cornelius? 3:04 to go at the Garden. It's been all Washington so far over the Rangers. 3-0. Hatcher with the last goal at 11:53. And Buffalo and Toronto playing at Maple Leafs Gardens. And Jacques Loutier has 16 saves, and there is no score. 17 to go in the second. And that is the Digital Dice scoreboard. I am doing just fine, thanks. Hope you had a good Halloween. So Everson and Bobby Smith on the face-off here at center. 1-0 Montreal. Everson wins it. Everson dumps it around the boards, but recovered by Montreal. Smith to Keane in the zone. Over to Smith. Bobby Smith trying to make it 2-0 in a hurry. 16 seconds to go. He fires. Sidorkowicz with a save and a hold. Ludwig and Dufresne come in. Everson and Smith for the face-off. 15.5 seconds to go in the opening stanza. 1-0 Montreal. Smith wins the face-off over to Naslund. Tries to find Ludwig, but they won't get the shot off, and that will do. So 20 minutes of hockey done here in Montreal. And the Habs looking to go 6-1 on the replay, lead 1-0. So shots 11-9 in favor of Montreal. Scoring chances 9-3 in favor of Montreal. Blocked shots 4-1 for the Whale. And the lone power play was not successful for the Habs. We'll be back with the second period and a check on the scoreboard right after this. So, checking the digital dice scoring summary, it was Mats Naslund on a good pass from Bobby Smith along the boards that got past Peter Sidorkiewicz. That's a lone goal. We had a series of penalties, some roughing, and Mr. McDermott's going to sit for a while. He's got another 10 minutes on top of his 32 seconds to go in his fighting major. Martinson will be back in just a minute. 11-9, as we said, the shots for Montreal. Face off 6-5 in favor of Hartford. They've out-hit Montreal 8-4. They've out-blocked Montreal 4-1, and they both had 3 shots miss the net. And the penalty minutes 19 for the Whale and 7 for the Habs. And so no changes in the scores. Vancouver, New Jersey 1-1 in the first. Washington 3-0 over the Rangers in the first in New York. And Buffalo and Toronto throwing shutouts at each other at Loblaws in the second period. Of course, in real life, this was also the date of Game 4 of the World Series between the Dodgers and the A's. The A's won Game 3 on a walk-off homer by Mark McGwire. But most of Canada is focused tonight on Edmonton, where Wayne Gretzky returns to Edmonton in a Los Angeles Kings uniform and gets to see the visitors' clubhouse for the first time since he was in the WHA, as CBC is going to carry that game in real life at 9:30 Eastern. So the great ones return, and no, Janet Gretzky is not the Antichrist, Canada. Get over it. Ferraro and Bobby Smith on the face-off as we start the second period. Face-off is won by Ray Ferraro. Dineen behind the net, and they skate it up, dump it in. Ferraro eventually gets it. Penalty coming up to Montreal. Babbage, long shot, tip it, tries to tip it. No. Wide, Keane will have it.
Montreal penalty to Craig Ludwig. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 17 seconds.
Well, that's not very long in the period, is it? So Carbonneau and Corson will kill this for Montreal with Chelios and Svoboda. Ferraro, Anderson, and Wilson, the forwards for the Whale. Cote and Jennings on the defense. Carbonneau just hopes to clear it. He wins the face-off. He does. And that'll bring up Greg Jennings. Ludwig in the box for their minute 44. Ferraro. Rister by himself. Wah, saw that one all the way. Got it with a pad over to Svoboda. Montreal is on the power, or short. Carbonneau. Ferraro with the check. Hartford has it at center. Wilson dumps it in. Dump and chase. Svoboda will get it, and Montreal will clear. Hartford has a 39% success rate on the power play. That's second in the NHL. Montreal, this is kind of like the irresistible force against the immovable object, has an 84% success rate killing these things off. That's second in the NHL. They will clear. Carbonneau does, all the way to the other end. Walter and Gainey, the forwards. Green and Lume, the defenders. 45 seconds left in the penalty to Ludwig. Francis to Samuelson. Dumps it in by Dineen. Dineen at the blue line. Dineen loses it. Rick Green will start it the other way. 25 seconds. Walter over his stick. And Hartford will get a chance for one more rush. 14 seconds left in the power play. Francis right side. Dumps it in. Stolen by Walter. Power play is over. Second line forwards in for Montreal. Skrudland, McPhee, and Lemieux. And Ludwig and Dufresne, the defenders. Dufresne in his own zone to McPhee. Babbage with a hit. Hartford has it at center. Jody Hull. 1-0 Habs. Second period. 17:21 to go. Ludwig from behind his own net. Loose puck. Hull and Claude Lemieux battle for it along the boards. Claude flips it out, but only to center. Kevin Dineen has it. Hartford changing. Peterson. McPhee runs into him, and that's going to be a dumb penalty on Mike McPhee. Ferraro, the extra skater. Sanderson finds Peterson. Waugh gets it, and he passes it out to Ludwig.
Montreal penalty to Mike McPhee, 2 minutes for roughing.
Well, McPhee just splattered Peterson in front of God, Country, and Coca-Cola. And you've got to call that. That was pretty blatant. So, second power play for Hartford in the period. They got one shot off on the first. It'll be Carbonneau and Corson against Ferraro, Anderson, and Wilson. Carbonneau clears it, and Hartford will set it back up. Anderson behind his own net. Wilson dumps it around for Green to Corson. Montreal, a little safe action here. Tour drives Corson in the boards. Ferraro behind his own net. 1:18 to go in the power play, and the Whalers don't have a shot on it yet. Overall, shots are even at 11. Tour across the line to Anderson, to Wilson. Anderson, Joel Anderson. Between the dots, Waugh covers up. 1:02 to go in the hit by McPhee. Walter and Gainey, the forward, and Lume and Dufresne, the defenders. Francis, Dineen, and Turgeon, the forwards for Hartford. Jennings and Cote on the blue line. Walter wins it. Gainey clears. 52 seconds to go. Francis starts this run. Dineen. Turgeon gets nailed. No penalty. Hartford wanted a 5-on-3. Dineen flings it at the net. Blocked by Gainey. They're still chirping about that hit. Dufresne. 14 seconds to go to Gainey. Over the line and mishandles it. Penalty is over. McPhee on the ice. They are still just going at it here. First line on for Montreal. Turgeon for the Whale. Another penalty, and Everson and Naslund go at it.
Hartford penalty to Dean Evason, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Montreal penalty to number 26, Mats Naslund, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 6 minutes 9 seconds.
Everson made that pass to Turgeon to get it into the zone, and I think Everson said something to Naslund about your mother in army boots, and Naslund gave him a snow facial, and so it's not a roughing call for Everson, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct. And Naslund gets his first penalty of the year. It takes a lot to upset Mats. Smith and Tippett on the face-off. Tippett will win it in the Montreal zone. Back to Ferraro. Hartford, checked by Chelios. Here come the Habs. Smith to Keene. Bobby Smith, hit by Ferraro. Hartford, Dineen, odd man rush. It's 2-on-1. Ferraro around Svoboda, and Waugh gets up the glove. 13:07 to go in the period. 1-0 Montreal. So a TV timeout, and we can go through some scores for you. At the end of the first period in New Jersey, it's 1-1. Trevor Linden tied it for Vancouver. Washington and the Rangers, 3-0 last minute of the first period. Buffalo has a goal on Toronto. Shepherd at 3:56 to make it 1-0 Sabres. Everything else a bit later. And that checking the scoreboard brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Smith and Francis on the face-off. And is won by Ronnie Francis in the zone. Checks it back to Quenneville. Joel Quenneville puts it on Waugh, and we'll do it again. 12:47 to go. Second period, 1-0 Montreal. This face-off won by Hartford. Deneen winds and fires, and Waugh knocks it down and covers up. I guess Bobby Smith needed some face-off practice. 31 seconds left in the matching bad sportsmanship calls to Evison and Naslund. And 2:54 on the misconduct to McDermott. Face-off is won by Francis to Anderson. Slapper, that misses wide right. Svoboda. 13 seconds left in the matching minors. Chelios to Smith over the line. Bad angle shot for Bobby Smith. Is saved by Sidorkiewicz. And Svoboda, by the way, is hurt. So Montreal is down to 5 defenders. He's got a stinger. Dufresne and Green will be on the ice. It'll be Skrudlin, Corson, and Claude Lemieux out there to face Francis, Jody Hull, and John Anderson. Quenneville and Ulfie Samuelson are the defenders. Shots 15-12 in favor of Hartford. Face off in the Whalers zone. Skrudlin wins it. Lemieux, Claude behind the net. Nobody open. They'll play some tic-tac-toe. Lemieux's got Skrudlin open if he can find him. Lemieux hit by Hull. Hartford, the physical team. They dump it to center. Samuelson over the line to Anderson. Quenneville, Corson with the check. Here come the Habs. Chelios and Lume, the defenders. Dufresne to Lemieux over in the zone. Goes all the way down. Not an icing call. Jennings will have it. Hartford starts the rush. Jennings to Tour. Back to Jennings. Corson will get called for the charge.
Montreal penalty to Shane Corson. 2 minutes for charging. Time of the penalty, 9 minutes 57 seconds.
So no Svoboda, Dufresne and Ludwig will be the defenders. Walter, hold on. Carbonneau and Gainey, amongst the best in the business, will kill the penalty. It'll be Ron Francis with Kevin Deneen and Sylvain Turgeon. 10:03 to go. Face-off coming in the Montreal zone. Third power play for Hartford in the period. A dumb penalty by Corson. Face-off is won by Francis. Turgeon behind the net. Tries to find Francis. Between the dots, rebound Waugh. Got a piece of it, rolls away to Kevin Deneen. He tries to set up the next shot. Has Ulfie. Left side. That goes on to Waugh. Glove save. He lets the rebound go, but only to Deneen. Deneen to Turgeon. Sylvain Turgeon. Point blank. Waugh dives and makes the save. So McDermott is finally able to come back on the ice. Chelios and Ludwig now to kill it with Carbonneau and Gainey. 1:25 left in the bad penalty to Shane Corson. Ferraro and Carbonneau in the zone, won by Ferraro. To Wilson. Ferraro, one-timer. Wow, got a piece of that one. Rebound controlled by Wilson. Behind the net. Wilson. Wraparound chance. Waugh covers up the 5-hole, gets a glove on it, gives it to Chelios. 5 shots on this power play for the Whale. Nothing to show for it. Chelios skates it up the ice to Carbonneau in the zone. Jennings with a hit. Hartford will set up. 55 seconds to go. Walter and McPhee, Green and Lume. The killers here from Montreal. Wilson over the line, but he lost the puck to Rick Green. Green to McPhee, moves it out. Only to Anderson. 26 seconds left. Nothing doing for Hartford. And they have outshot Montreal 20-12. Wilson across the line. Cote to Wilson. Wilson, saved by Waugh. Got a pad on it to McPhee. Power plays over. Ludwig and Chelios. First line on for Montreal. 7:51. Wales change. Keane changes it. They chase it down. Naslin over to Bobby Smith. They play some passing. Naslin behind the net. They're trying to get one out to Ludwig. Hartford takes it away. Wilson. Montreal could use a TV timeout. Both teams change. Tippett to Samuelson. Saucer pass to Deneen. Gets in the zone. Hit by Green. Dufresne will control it. 6:56 to go. Second line in. McPhee, Skrudland, and Lemieux. Dufresne to Green. Now Lemieux hit by Evison. Naslin, the extra skater. That was a terrible hit by McPhee, or by Evison. Dufresne, they want to put the puck on the net. Rister, rebound given up by Sidorkowicz, controlled by McPhee. Going to go out to Claude Lemieux, still waiting for the penalty. Lemieux with the drive. He shoots, save and a hold. So Evison got 2 minutes on the cross-check.
Penalty to Dean Evason. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
So Smith, Corson, and Lemieux, the forwards, with Lume and Chelios. Francis and Tippett for the Whale with Cote and Quenneville. And we got some more scores for you. The big one in Edmonton is underway, and the Oilers lead the Kings 2-0. Jimmy Carson, who came over in that trade for Wayne Gretzky at 3:58, made it 2-0 Edmonton. Johnson for Jersey. The Christmas trees leave Vancouver 2-1. Washington 4-2 over New York. The last goal, however, came from Brian Leetch at 6:45. And Boston and Winnipeg, 4:05 to go in the second quarter. Why we didn't get that score until now, I don't know. It's 5-3. The Bruins, Carter at 12:29 to make it 5-3. So a busy night here in the National Hockey League. Smith and Francis on this face-off on the power play, won by Montreal. Chelios. They started around. Lemieux to Chelios. Chelios will wind and fire. He shoots. Rebound given up by Sidorkowicz and out of play. We'll do it again. 5:53 second period. 1:40 on the penalty to Evison. Peterson and Smith on the face-off, tied up, won by Hartford. Babbage clears it all the way down, and Montreal will start the new rush. Chelios to Lemieux over the line. Puck is loose. Babbage. Hartford short-handed bid. Chelios alone. It's Sedin and Babbage, and it's a loose puck. Nobody got it. Ludwig and Dufresne now with McPhee, Carbonneau, and Naslin. McPhee. Both teams change up. Naslin to Carbonneau across the line to Naslin. Passes out to Ludwig for a blue line special. He shoots. Sidorkowicz. Rebound. Controlled by Carbonneau. He shoots. Scores! Guy Carbonneau!
Montreal power play goal by Guy Carbonneau, his third of the season, assisted by Craig Ludwig, and by number 26, Mats Naslund. Time of the goal 15 minutes 7 seconds.
Well, one of those rare cases where the game actually gives you a true rebound shot. Ludwig with the wrister, and that was just to set up the rebound. Sidorkowicz slid over too far to the left side, and Carbonneau had it all by himself at an empty net. And Sidorkowicz just kind of sat and turned and watched it go in the net. Sounds like a baseball game. He turned and watched it go. So the Habs get a power play goal. Carbonneau is third. Ludwig and Naslund pick up the assists. And so the Everson penalty really was costly. Ludwig and Dufresne stay on defense. They're working on a stinger for Peter Svoboda. Gaining out there with Corson and Thibodeau. Ferraro, Tippett, and Deneen for Hartford. Samuelson and Quenneville on defense. Yup, a goal. 2-0 Montreal. 5 to go, second period. Ferraro has it over to Deneen. Thibodeau with the check. Here come the Habs. No changes. Ludwig hit by Deneen at center. Hartford. The tour. Hartford on the fly to Wilson. Dumps it around and Montreal has it. Gainey. First line's in. Gainey in trouble. Naslund hit by Tour at center. Hartford. Peterson. No changes for Montreal. Wilson in the zone. Wilson hit by Smith. Montreal scooped up by Naslund. 2-on-1 the other way. Naslund and Keene. With Babbage back there. Keene. Babbage overplays him. Keene shoots. Save. Sidorkowicz. The rebound is loose. Peterson and Smith fight for it. Peterson kicks it out to Wilson. To Cote. Hit by Keene. Montreal at center. 2:19 to go. Ludwig and Green on defense. McPhee, Skrudland, and Lemieux. Claude Lemieux. The Skrudland over the line. Anderson with a hit. Hartford. Tour, 1:58 to go in the second. Cleared only to center. McPhee skates it in to Lemieux. Anderson with a check on McPhee. Hartford will change up. 1:17 to go. Both teams change. Jennings over to Jody Hull. Over the line to Jennings. He fires. Wah! Saw that. Got a pit stick on it to Rick Green. 56 seconds to go. Green and Lume, the defenders. Martinson to Carbonneau. Carbonneau can't play it. Sylvain Turgeon, 38 seconds to go. Hall. Hit by Martinson coming. Carbonneau. And they'll just clear it. And so we've played 40 minutes at the Forum. Shots in the period, 13-7 in favor of the Whalers. 6-2 the scoring chances, but the Whale go 0 for 3 on the power play, while Montreal got their goal. All right, after 40 minutes, it's 2-0 Montreal. We'll check the scoreboard and give you the summary right after this. So only one goal in the period. That came on the power play. An actual, Dave, honest-to-goodness rebound shot by Carbonneau. Ludwig just threw it on the net. Sidorkowicz played too much to the left side. It trickled to Carbonneau, and Carbonneau put it in the empty net, essentially, and that's how they got the goal. Lots of penalties. Shots 13-7 in favor of Hartford, 22-18 in the game. Hartford 15-10 the face-offs. Hits 20-13 in favor of Hartford. Blocks 4-2 in favor of Hartford. Missed net 5-3 in favor of Hartford. Scoring chances 11-9 in favor of Montreal. Hartford 0-3 in the power play. Montreal 0-2. Everything is now underway in the NHL tonight. Al McInnes with a big goal. Calgary leads Minnesota. 13 minutes to go in the first period. And Wayne Gretzky's nationally televised return to Edmonton. Jimmy Carson had the last goal. 2 minutes to go in the first there. 2-0 Oilers. Trevor Linden has tied the game in New Jersey at 12:25 in the second. His second of the game, and 2:04 to go in the second period. Toronto 4, Buffalo 3. 3 minutes to go in that game. Osborne had the most recent goal at 10:50, and McBain in a shootout in Winnipeg, 5-4 Bruins. McBain, his second of the game, with 40 seconds to go in the second. There is 9:04 left to go in that one. So, Svoboda is back on the ice. Starters from Montreal, Smith, Naslund, and Keane, Chelios, and Svoboda. Next Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, it's the Habs and the Bruins from the Boston Garden. The first game for Montreal against Boston since Boston's first playoff series win in 40 years. That's next Sunday at noon right here on Retro Sports Network, 9 Pacific. Smith and Ferraro out for the face-off. Keane and Naslund with Smith, Tippett, and Deneen are out with Ferraro. We'll see if we get the shutout. Waugh has played a good game. Face-off won by Ferraro. Hit immediately by Chelios. Montreal has it at center. Naslund, they want to play it in. Ferraro checks him in. Hartford has it at center. Babbage. Tippett in the zone to Deneen. Hit by Chelios. Montreal changes up. Lume to Lemieux in the zone. Claude was offside, and we'll get a face-off just outside the zone. 18:41 regulation time, 2-0 Montreal. Francis and Skrudland on the face-off. McPhee and Lemieux with Brian. Francis pretty good at the face-off thing. Won by Skrudland. McPhee misplaced it. Hartford has the puck. Francis in the zone to Anderson. He shoots. McDermott right there for the tap. No, Waugh saw it. Gives it to Green. Rick Green starts off for Lemieux. Gains the Hartford zone. Lemieux hit by Jennings. Hartford steals it to Francis. Looks for help behind the Montreal net. Over to Skrudland, who stole the puck. And everyone will change up. Walter to Martinson. To Walter behind the net for Carbonneau. They play tic-tac-toe. Ludwig has it. Going to fire it on the net. Skates it up. Left side long shot. Sidorkiewicz saw that one. And we'll get a save and a hold. 16:49 to go in regulation time. 2-0 Montreal. So we said in the open, Montreal came into this game 2-4 to the point where it was reported in the Montreal Gazette on this day, they were openly asking whether Pat Burns would survive until Christmas. Not a lot of patience in Montreal back in that day. Carbonneau and Evison on the face-off. Won by Carbonneau to Ludwig. In the zone to Carbonneau. Nobody open. Carbonneau again. Now he's got Tyler Martinson. Right side. If he can get it past Cote. No, Cote with a hit. Here come the Whale. Babbage to Evison. He clears it for an icing call. So Gainey on the face-off with Corson and Thibodeau. Chelios and Svoboda on defense. Ferraro, Tippett, and Deneen the forwards, Tour and Jennings, on the defense, and for whatever reason, they're playing Going to Carolina in my mind on the sound system. That's not very nice. By the way, Hank White is our newest follower. He is number 145. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you enjoy. Thibodeau will take the face-off with Ferraro, and it is won by Hartford. Ferraro just gets it out. Barely doesn't get an icing call. Chelios to Corson. Dumps it in for Gainey. Gainey, a slapper. Gainey shoots. Corson scores.
Montreal goal scored by Shane Corson, his third of the season, assisted by Bob Gainey, and by number 24, Chris Chelios. Time of the goal 4 minutes 58 seconds.
Well, Gainey had it. He put a lot on that shot, and Corson just tipped it with the stick and got Sidorkowicz kind of to turn himself into a human pretzel, and that's the third for Corson. And the 3-0 lead. And as you know, the hardest lead in hockey to defend is a 3-goal lead. So Smith, Naslund, and Keane for Montreal. Chelios and Svoboda remain on defense. 15:02 to go in the hockey game. Naslund won the faceoff, but taken away by Francis and Hartford. Francis in the zone. He was offside, no call. Francis, now there's a penalty coming up, and Naslund is called for interference.
Montreal penalty to number 26, Mats Naslund, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes 35 seconds.
Well, Pat Burns' face is as red as the red in the Habs logo. First of all, the offside wasn't called, and then Naslund got called for holding the stick. And so Burns, who's bilingual, has some choice words in French or English, depending on what Pierre Shampoo and Andy Van Helleman would like to discuss. Carbonneau and Ferraro on the faceoff, won by Carbonneau, who will clear it all the way down. For Wilson, 149. Naslund, and the Naslund penalty. Naslund, who didn't have a penalty all year in the first 6 games, has 2 in this one. Wilson loses the puck. Montreal, Carbonneau in the zone, shorthanded bid. He's going to find Lume. Jurke Lume. Carbonneau lost the puck, however, and Wilson will clear it out. 1:25 to go in the Hartford power play. Ferraro hit by Corson. Corson is in 1-on-1 on Sidorkowicz. Short-handed bid for Corson. He's got one. Sidorkowicz makes the save to stop the second. 59 seconds left in the power play. Walter and Gainey going to get aggressive here to see if they can do something short-handed. Chelios and Ludwig. Francis, Turgeon, and Deneen for Hartford with Cote and Jennings. Shots 23-21 in favor of the Whale, but nothing on this power play. Walter wins the face-off. Gainey loses the puck. Cote, odd man rush the other way. Francis, Deneen. Francis, slapper, scores! Off the post, Ronnie Francis.
Hartford power play goal by number 10, Ron Francis, his third of the season, assisted by Sylvain Turgeon, and by Kevin Deneen. Time of the goal 6 minutes 52 seconds.
So a 3-1 game. Francis, by the way, had to be helped off the ice. They got the odd man rush, and they just knew how to play it. And Francis just slapped it over Patrick Roy. So his third of the year. From Turgeon, his first assist, and Kevin Deneen, who has 6 assists now in 6 games. First line, everybody coming on. Ferraro, Deneen, and Tippett with Babbage and Cote. 24-21, the shots in favor of the Whale. Ferraro wins this one. Deneen in the zone. Naslin with it. Are you kidding me?
Hartford penalty to Dave Babich. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Montreal penalty to Petr Svoboda. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 7 minutes 9 seconds.
Well, Babich ran his mouth over the Naslin hit on the knee, and Svoboda tried to find him by the mullet and tried to grab it. And so Babich said a few words, and Svoboda said, have some of that fresh Montreal ice. And they didn't take off the gloves, but a few kind words were exchanged. And I believe that Babich has Oakland in tonight's game for the World Series. So Wilson and Smith on the face-off. Hull and Turgeon with Wilson. Naslin, Smith, and Keane for Montreal. Chelios and Lume on defense. Quenneville and Greg Jennings. For Hartford, Smith and Wilson on the face-off. Won by Montreal. Keane gets the zone. Over to Smith. Tries to find Keane in the front. Keane with a slapper. Mike Keane blocked by Jennings. Wilson to Quenneville. 90 seconds in the matching minors. Wilson behind his net over to Turgeon. Jody Hull. They play some passing. Wilson hit by Lume. Montreal's got it. They're going to change on the fly. Skrudland to Green at center. Green dumps it in for McPhee to Lemieux. Claude Lemieux with a long shot. He fires Sidorkowicz with a save. Had we got a TV timeout, 11:23 to go in the third period. 3-1 Montreal. Svoboda and Babich, 32 seconds left on their penalties. And on the ticker, 6:03 to go in the first. Al McInnes' goal is the lone one in Calgary. They lead at 1-0. The Kings have tied the Oilers in the second. Jason Allison at 6:38 to make it 2-2 in Gretzky's return. Trevor Linden is beating New Jersey 3-2, single-handed. He's got a hat trick for Vancouver. The third came at the 21-second mark. Toronto, unless something crazy happens, will beat Buffalo 4-3. And Winnipeg, Dave Ellett, the latest goal there, 6:05 to go, and it's 6-5 Winnipeg. And that check of the scoreboard brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, or iTunes. And if you're watching on, it's as we pass the 1 o'clock hour, if this was a CBC, you'd actually be watching Edmonton, Los Angeles in a rare, and I mean rare, regular season weeknight game on Hockey Night in Canada. Skrudland and Evison on the face-off. Won by Dean Evison. Samuelson breaks it out. Anderson dumps it in. They battle back and forth. Evanson to McDermott. To Samuelson. Olfie loses the puck to McPhee. 15 seconds left in the matching minors. McPhee only to center. Olfie to Anderson. They play dump and chase, and Dufresne will get it back out there. The penalties are over. Montreal changes. Walter to Carbonneau. Long shot. Sidorkowicz makes the stop. So it'll be Carbonneau and Wilson on the face-off. 10-10 to go. Hope you're enjoying this one here from the Forum in Montreal. As we said, we are on the road next Sunday afternoon to the Boston Garden for the first game between the Habs and the Bruins. The two that you'll miss in the interim, it's a weekend home and away between the Habs and the Sabres. Wilson and Carbonneau on the face-off. And it's won by Guy Carbonneau, but no, Hartford will get it. Turgeon dumps it in for Wilson. Wilson to Cote. Playing some passing. Jody Hull over to Wilson, scoring chance. Waugh was screened by Ludwig, got a glove up on it, and will make the stop. 9:32 to go in the game. First line out there, Smith, Keane, and Naslin with Green and Lume on defense. Ferraro, Young, and Peterson for the Whale. Cote and Babbage on defense. Smith and Ferraro in the face-off. Won by Ferraro. Babbage to Ferraro. Ray's going to get a shot here. He fires. Point blank at Waugh. Not much on it. Rebound is controlled by Keane. And Montreal goes the other way. Over the line by Keane to Lume. Smith has it. Bobby Smith going to penetrate on Mr. Young. He's looking for his third of the year. He drives. And Babbage will make the check. He couldn't get anything going there. Good play by Hartford. Young. Both teams change. Dumps it in. Peterson to Tour. Tour to Ferraro. Ferraro behind the net to Young. Young will go out. He'll shoot. I believe this is a goal coming up. He shoots. No. Waugh. And Young is hurt. He banged his knees against the dasher. And he's being helped from the ice. So 7:57 to go. 3-1 Montreal. Ferraro and Skrudland on the face-off. Won by Ray Ferraro. Over to Peterson. Samuelson. Now they're trying to find Ferraro behind the net. Over to Olfe. He shoots. Scores! Olfe!
Hartford goal scored by ULF Samuelsson, his second of the season, assisted by Ray Ferraro. Time of the goal 12 minutes 37 seconds.
They had Olfe open. Olfe was just kind of cheating towards the net and cheating towards the net. Ferraro just did a tape-to-tape pass, and Olfe just beat Waugh stick side low. So Walter, Carbonneau, and Martinson on the ice for Montreal with Ludwig and Dufresne. Evison, Anderson, and McDermott for Hartford with Tour and Jennings. We got ourselves a game. 7:23 to go. Evison wins it for Hartford. In the zone he goes. Jennings. Gonna shoot it. Here come the Healers. Scores! We're tied up! Jennings beats him.
Hartford goal scored by Grant Jennings, his first of the season, assisted by Alan Tour, and by Paul McDermott. Time of the goal 13 minutes 10 seconds.
So they are stunned here in Montreal. Jennings just kind of waited and walked it closer and wasn't checked at all. And he beat Waugh on the glove side. And with 6:50 to go, we are knotted at 3. You can ask your own device to play Brass Bonanza because you're hearing it from the upper deck of the stands. Carbonneau and Wilson on the face-off. Yep, the Whale have come back. And Fudgy wants an ice cream cake. Carbonneau and Wilson. Won by Wilson to Jody Hull. Hit by Carbonneau. Montreal at center. Martinson. As Montreal tries to set up a chance. Walter. In the zone, but it had a bounce over a stick. Hull 3-on-2 the other way. Jody Hull. Turgeon. For the lead. Waugh reaches over and stops that one. Sweeps it behind for Dufresne. 5:57. Gainey, Corson, and Thibodeau. Telios and Svoboda. Corson starts the rush. Thibodeau to Gainey. He lost it. Hartford has it at center. McDermott to Evison. Babbage. Sylvain Cote. Hoping for the rebound, and Waugh got the glove on it. TV timeout. 5:08 to go. Hartford 3, Montreal 3. So these are games that are still in progress. We're going to assume the Toronto one is over. Minnesota at 14:37 of the first scored to tie the game against Calgary at 1. Habside, a goal for Minnesota. Gretzky has not scored, but Los Angeles and Edmonton are knotted at 2. In the third period, 15 to go. Trevor Linden with a hat trick for Vancouver. They lead 3-2. And the Winnipeg score has not changed. It's still 6-5 on the digital dice scoreboard. Smith and Ferraro on the face-off. The form is stunned. Ferraro and Smith, won by Ferraro to Quenneville, over to Deneen. Slapper right on the paddle, wah, to Naslund. Montreal only plays it to center. Hartford has pressed and pressed and pressed, and Bobby Smith just knocked down Ferraro.
Montreal penalty to number 15, Bobby Smith, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 15 minutes 30 seconds.
So the Whalers will have a power play, yes, Virginia or Dave, in Montreal in the last 5 minutes. Bobby Smith just shaking his head. Carbonneau and Everson on the face-off. The Habs, the Whalers are going, we believe, we believe. Carbonneau to Dufresne, to Carbonneau, he'll clear. And here's Jennings. Hartford, 4:19 to go on the power play. Everson, hit by Carbonneau. Oh, baby, what a hit. You missed Hartford scoring 3 goals. In fact, 2 in about 45 seconds. Corson at center. Corson over the line. Cote knocks him down. Here comes Hartford. More chirping. Here's Jennings. 1:22 to go in the power play. 3:52 in the game. Everson to Wilson. He shoots. Blocked by Dufresne. Corson. Montreal's not going to mess around. They'll clear it all the way to the other end. 49 seconds to go in the Smith penalty. Walter and Gainey, the forwards, Chelios and Ludwig to kill it. 3-3. Everson dumps it in for Anderson to Wilson. Wilson, they're now playing some tic-tac-toe. Jennings going to shoot high. He's got one. Waugh saw that one all the way. Got a boot on it. Rebound is loose along the boards. Ludwig to Chelios. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Montreal, Tagani will clear it. It goes all the way down. Deneen will start one last rush. 14 seconds in the power play, 2:44 in the third. Deneen dumps it in. Turgeon will get it to Deneen. He fires, and Waugh will make the save. And now Ludwig is out. He's holding on to his knee. The power play is over. 2:29, shots 34-23 in favor of Hartford. So the penalty to Bobby Smith does not hurt. Doesn't help, but it does not hurt. Smith and Ferraro in the Montreal zone. Deneen and Tippett are the other forwards. Ferraro wins it. Ferraro shoots it. Deneen in front. Waugh got a piece of it, and Hartford will call time with 2:15 to go. So we're going to assume that Winnipeg beat Boston. And the Gretzky, by the way, has a goal in his return to Edmonton now at 15:55 of the second. They are now up 4-2. And Pat Conacher has scored for New Jersey to make it 3-3 at Brendan Byrne on Trevor Linden hat trick night for Vancouver. Naslund will take this face-off against Ferraro. Naslund wins it. 3-3 the score. Bobby Smith over the line to Chelios. Now to Smith. Chelios. Going to take a blue line special. Chelios. That misses everything wide left. Babbage. 1:55 to go. Hartford will change up. Anderson to center. They battle along the boards. Evison to Anderson. Wilson's got it at center. 1:45 regulation time. 3-3 the score. Wilson dumps it in. Montreal's got it. Chelios. 1:39 to go. Chelios down the right side. Chelios tries to bring it into zone. He does to Keene. To Naslund. 1:22 to go. Long pass out to Chelios. Chelios has a scoring chance. 1:10 to go. Scores! Chris Chelios!
Montreal goal scored by number 24, Chris Chelios, his fourth of the season, assisted by number 26, Mats Naslund, and by number 15, Bobby Smith. Time of the goal 18 minutes 50 seconds.
You know they missed Larry Robinson. What a setup that was. Chelios skated it up the channel. He got it to Keene. Keene found Naslund, and Naslund with a one-timer back to Chelios that he just ripped stick size high over Sidorkowicz to give him a 4-3 lead. And hey, if you're looking for the unsub, how about Jimmy John's? They make some fabulous unsubs. That's Jimmy John's. Or you can just go get a roast beef bomb. Someone's making roast beef for dinner, by the way. We won't mention any names. Let's get you jealous that way. So 4-3 the score, Montreal. And so out goes Sidorkowicz, who'd only faced 24 shots. Hartford at 35. So Kevin Dineen is the extra skater. Skrudland out there with McPhee and Lemieux, Green and Lume, the defenders. It'll be Ferraro, Anderson, and Tippett for the Whale. Quenneville and Ulfie, who tied this game at 3. And then Dineen is the sixth skater. Face off at center is won by Brian Skrudland. Empty net for Hartford. Skrudland will shoot. Can he get anything going? Nope, that miss is wide. And that's an icing call because he shot it from over halfway. My wife is giving me a hard time. So the face-off for Hartford will come down in the Montreal zone. No changes. Skrudland, McPhee, and Lemieux, Green, and Lume. And the face-off is won by Skrudland. Empty Hartford net. Green to Lume to McPhee. He'll take the empty netter. Blocked by Ulfie. 1 minute to go. Tippett, 58 seconds to go. Samuelson at center ice. Closing seconds here. 4-3 Montreal. Dineen, the extra skater, has got the puck. Can he get a shot? 35 seconds. Too much passing. Grant Jennings finally is going to shoot it on the net. 17-6 on the clock. He fires. Point blank at Waugh. The rebound goes to Lume. Montreal will advance. Skrudland, 9 seconds. McPhee on the empty net bid. And it is wide, and that will do. And so Hartford made it interesting. Dave is unsubbed for the 150th time today. And that is the hockey game. Montreal wins this one 4-3. 14-6 in shots in favor of the Whales. Scoring chances 7-6 Montreal. Hartford had the power play goal 1 for 2. Yeah, only one. Well, that's today. That's just today. And so, Tribe fan and gang, let's tell you the tonight's 3 stars. And the third, yeah, hope you enjoyed it, Max. Tonight's third star, Guy Carbonneau. The number 2 star, Chris Chelios. He had an assist and the game winner. And tonight's number one star with 1 goal and 2 assists and 4 penalty minutes, Mats Naslund. And so, lots of scoring, and we had 5 goals in the third period. Montreal got up 3-0. Corson from Gainey and Chelios. And then Hartford roared back. In 9 minutes of tied. Francis on the power play from Turgeon and Deneen. Olfe from Ferraro at 12:37. Then Grant Jennings, who again looks like he shouldn't be there on a heavy metal or album cover or a slasher movie, got his first of the year from Turin McDermott. And then Chris Chelios at 18:50 to make it 4-3 Montreal. And that's that for that. All right, let's get you up to date on everything else that happened in the NHL tonight. Shall we? Come on. Okay, we did change. All right, so Calgary beat Minnesota 6-3. Al McInnes, 2 goals and an assist. Dougie Gilmour with a goal for Calgary, and Hampshire had it there. So Calgary moves to 4-2. The North Stars are 2-5. A goodie in Edmonton. Gretzky in his return to Edmonton. They win 5-4. Bernie Nichols a goal and 2 assists. Who had the game winner there? Taylor with 10 seconds left. How about that? Yari Curry tied the game at 4 halfway through the third period, and Taylor with a game winner at 10 seconds left from Robitaille and Nichols. Gretzky, all the pressure in the world on him in his first game. A goal and an assist, 2 takeaways, and 4 hits for him. New Jersey beat Vancouver 4-3. Trevor Linden a hat trick, all for naught. The Canucks are 4-4. New Jersey 2-4 on the year. Dave Christian gets 2 goals and an assist. Washington beats the Rangers 5-2. First loss of the year for the Rangers. Hatcher and Courtnall, the other 2 stars. Toronto goes to 2-6. Gary Leeman, the number 1 star. They beat the Sabres 4-3. What a terrible start for the Bruins. And I haven't played any of the games for the Bruins, so you can't blame me for this. 6-5 Winnipeg. They go to 4-2. McBain, 2 goals. Smale, 2 goals. And Ouellette had the game winner and 2 assists. And in the game that you just saw, the Montreal Canadiens go to 6-1 and a 5-point lead in the Adams division with a 4-3 win over Hartford. Mats Naslund, the number 1 star. Chris Chelios with the game winner. As we said, the next game in this replay will be Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. It'll be the Habs and the Bruins, Mr. Gardner, from the Garden in Boston, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We will skip over the home and home between Montreal and Buffalo. And so that'll do it. My name is Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you Tuesday for some soccer. Until then, we'll talk to you the next time. Have a good day, everybody.